Icons of the Indian Road, the Hindustan Ambassador, the Premier Padmini. These names evoke a sense of nostalgia and pride among Indians. They are not just cars, they are a part of India's cultural heritage. These names are more than just car models in India, they are legends. They symbolize an era when owning a car was a luxury, a status symbol, and a dream for many. For decades, they ruled the roads. These cars were everywhere. From bustling city streets to quiet rural roads, the Ambassador and Padmini were a common sight, weaving through the tapestry of everyday Indian life. The Ambassador, strong and spacious, it was often referred to as the King of Indian Road, known for its durability and comfort. It was the preferred choice for politicians, government officials, and families alike. The Padmini, stylish and chic, it was the epitome of elegance and sophistication, capturing the hearts of the urban middle class. Its sleek design and reliable performance made it a favorite among young professionals and car enthusiasts. They represented a time before the world changed, a time when life was simpler and the pace was slower. These cars were more than just a mode of transportation. They were a part of the family, witnessing countless memories and milestones. They were a symbol of India itself. Their presence in front of iconic landmarks like the India Gate and the Gateway of India made them an integral part of the country's visual landscape. But their fame wasn't just about looks. It was about reliability, trust, and the sense of pride they instilled in their owners. These cars were built to last, and they did, becoming a cherished part of many households. It was about what they represented in a closed economy. During a time when imports were restricted and choices were limited, the Ambassador and Padmini stood out as symbols of self-reliance and ingenuity. Back then, buying a car wasn't easy. It required patience, perseverance, and often a long waiting period. But the joy of finally owning one was unparalleled, a testament to one's hard work and success. And selling one? That was a whole different story. These cars held their value, and finding a buyer was never a problem. They were in high demand, and their resale market was always bustling with activity. This is the story of how these cars became more valuable with age. Today they are celebrated as classic cars, cherished by collectors and enthusiasts. Their legacy lives on, a reminder of a bygone era and the timeless appeal of the Hindustan Ambassador and Premier Padmini. Before the 1990s, India was a different world. The government controlled many industries. Cars were no exception. Only two companies had permission to make cars, Hindustan Motors and Premier Automobiles. Hindustan Motors made the Ambassador, Premier Automobiles made the Padmini. This meant limited choice for buyers. No fancy foreign cars, no flashy sports models, just the Ambassador and the Padmini. This created massive demand. Everyone wanted one, but not everyone could get one. The government made things even more interesting. They had a rule that would change the landscape of car ownership in India. The first cars off the production line, they went straight to government officials. This wasn't just any rule. It was a mandate that ensured the elite had the first pick. That's right, if you were a high-ranking official, you got first dibs. This created an aura of exclusivity around these vehicles. This created a system of prestige. The Ambassador and Premier Padmini were not just cars, they were symbols of power and privilege. Owning an Ambassador or a Padmini meant something. It meant status. It meant influence. It was a statement that you had arrived, that you were part of the upper echelon of society. And what happens when something is rare and desirable? The demand skyrockets. People wanted these cars not just for their utility, but for what they represented. The price goes up, way up. The scarcity and high demand created a market where these cars became incredibly valuable. A used Ambassador or Padmini could cost more than a new one, sometimes double the price. This phenomenon turned these cars into coveted assets, making them more than just a mode of transportation. Then, the 1990s arrived, bringing with it a wave of transformation that would reshape the nation. India opened its doors to the world, the economy changed dramatically. Foreign car companies arrived in droves. Suddenly, Indians had choices they had never imagined before. They could buy Japanese cars, known for their reliability and advanced technology. German cars, celebrated for their engineering and luxury. American cars, bringing a taste of the West. The market was flooded with options. The Ambassador and Padmini, once the kings of the road, started to disappear. Their reign was over, but their legend? That's a different story. Today, these cars are collector's items, cherished as vintage classics. They remind us of a time gone by, a simpler era when these cars were more than just vehicles. They were a part of the Indian identity. A time when these two cars ruled the Indian roads, symbolizing the aspirations and dreams of a generation.